As winter approaches, the dark comes earlier and the nights get colder. It's a perfect time to break out those basketry materials you harvested during the summer and fall. Join me today as we make a mini basket. For the base, we'll be using small rushes I harvested during the beginning of fall. We will construct the base using the plating technique. If you're not familiar with the simple basketry techniques, plating and twining, be sure to check out the videos linked in the top right hand corner of this video, where I walk you through and hold your hand how to do both of these techniques. We will be using split cattail leaves to twine and make up the bulk of this basket. If you don't have rushes or cattail, that's fine. You can use any kind of flexible, fibrous material you may have on hand. If you're struggling to get your stakes close together when plating the base, don't worry about it too much. When twining the base, you're going to be pulling the twining pretty tight, and with some pushing and pulling, you should be able to coerce those stakes closer together. When selecting the materials to be used as stakes that make up the base of your basket, keep in mind that the smaller and more fragile the material is, the more finicky it tends to be. Especially when you're a beginner, it can be very helpful to use more sturdy material. At this point, we start coercing the stakes to an upright position to begin working on the sides of the basket. And as a reminder, if you enjoy this video, please take the time and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. For some green color, we will split some crocosmia leaves and braid them into cordage. Now we get to perhaps the most challenging part of this basket, and that is finishing the rim. Today we will be using a simple weave behind, fold, and tuck down method. Finishing the rim of a basket can seem daunting at first, but once you really understand what is happening with the technique, you'll discover that it's actually very simple. I will do my best to explain what I'm doing here, but if you're still having trouble, I suggest adjusting the playback speed of this video to make it slower. And also feel free to leave a question in the comments section and I'll be happy to answer it. To finish the rim, we select a stake to start with. It could be any stake. We then fold it behind the stake that is next to it, but then down in front of it. We want to leave a little bit of a loop because we are going to continue this technique around the entirety of the basket, and the last one will tuck into the space you've made. So, you take one stake, and you fold it behind the one next to it, and then out in front. Be sure to pull it tight. The next one will pull behind the one next to it, so on and so forth. What this does is that it will lock in all of those stakes. Again, we take the stake, fold it behind the one next to it, pull it down tight, to finish off the first part of this basket, we will take the last stake and pull it through the space we made when we first started this whole process. It can be really helpful to use a latch hook for this process. If If you want a good selection of latch hooks, a pack of them, check out the link in the description of this video where it'll take you straight to this latch hook and the pack that I got that I like to use. We then go around the rim, pulling each of our stakes nice and tight. The final part of the rim is to take all those exposed stakes and pull them down through our twining. Again, a latch hook is a game changer for this kind of work. Be sure to take your time pulling them through, as you don't want to rip the twining that you made. Once we have tucked in all of our stakes, we can use some snips to clean up any loose ends. For this basket, I decided to make some cattail cordage to make a whittled handle. If you enjoyed this video and want more, be sure to check out my basketry playlist on my channel, where there's a little bit of something for everyone.